Hi friends, it's Connie, the late blooming crafter, and I just wanted to do a quick little video this afternoon. I've had some cards that I was trying to make pretty with collaging, and I thought when I did collaging a couple months ago on a couple pieces of paper that I thought I was pretty good. This time, I don't feel like I did very good. This is what I'm working with. Some of you might just cringe. I think it started out okay with the back pieces, but then I put these goofy little pieces on. And I've just had these sitting aside waiting to figure out how I can fix this. And I think I've kind of fixed it today, and I'm hoping what I share might help some other people that struggle with collaging. I do know that my ultimate decision when I did the collaging that I turned into a junk journal cover, I concluded that the most important thing about collaging is that the last things you put on basically have to connect. That's why this doesn't look good. There's all these pieces that aren't connecting. Some of them are connecting, but ultimately they have to all connect. And then everything in the background isn't so bad. So this one right here basically was similar to this. And I worked hard today to figure out what I can do to make this better. And this is what I came up with. It still may not be perfect, and some people may still be cringing. For instance, I don't know that I like the disconnect here. So I thought, well, there's still things I can do. I can still layer a little bit more with something like that. Or even something smaller. I've got these little stickers that I might take out one that's smaller and I could put it right there. So there's things I can still do. I could put some lace right here, some cheesecloth, and a button, something like that. But a massive improvement over this. I hope you will all agree. And then there was this one. And again, it was similar to something like this. And you can see I started to try to do something here. Eventually, I think this turned out pretty cute. But again, a little bit of a disconnect in this corner that I don't like. So I dug through some more ephemera and found this. And I think that's kind of cute and ties in the pink flowers up there. So something like that could help. Or again, what I mentioned on the previous one, some cheesecloth and a button or those little stickers. So there's some options to kind of finish this off. But basically I put on 3 different items that all connected. And that improved everything a lot. So this one I wanted to kind of show you. I put together some things that I think will look good, and this one I really struggled with trying to find something to improve it, and it's basically going to get covered up quite a bit. So let's see if I can remember what I did here. I think I wanted to go about like this. Like I say, it is getting covered up a lot. No, I think I had the big one on top. If I was going to do it like this, and then maybe like that, so that the burgundy is on the bottom with the other burgundy. And since these are not the same sizes and they just came from like cut out pieces of paper from previous projects, I didn't even think I wanted to take the time to make them the same size. And do something like that, and then maybe put this one in the middle. I'm working with bunnies, as you can see. And then maybe this right there because I like the colors in it, and again it's got the flowers. And then I was thinking that I like having words, whatever they're called, I can't think of the sentiments. I like having that on there. Now that's not bad, I don't think. I'm not going to actually glue this down right now because I don't have the right setup for showing how to do things. As you can see, I'm working from the wrong angle. I would need something overhead, and I don't have that kind of setup. But I think that's not bad. And then if I wanted to, I could even figure out how to bring in this pretty fussy cut floral if it doesn't end up being too much. That's not bad. I kind of like that. So I'll have to glue all that down, and that will make a pretty little card. Now the back of all of these cards just has some scrapbook paper on it, and maybe I'll cover that with some blank coffee stain paper so that you can actually write on it. So, and then the other one that I have, this is what I came up with. Again, covering a good portion of it with a card that I made from an Etsy printout from Odelsina. She's one of my favorite scrap or junk journal makers, and I got that recently off her website. And then I didn't like, okay, so let me finish this. I was going to put maybe one of the little tabs right here, and then a sentiment on the bottom. I thought that was pretty cute, but I still, and also, yeah, sorry, I thought maybe the little flowers right there, and then the little sentiment. But in the end, I still don't like this disconnect right here. So I thought, oh, here it is, a little piece of ribbon right there on the edge. I'll glue that first, and then I'll put this card and the little tab for the top that will be nice to have on the journaling card, and then the little sentiment there, big sentiment actually. So I know it's kind of hard to see because I don't have anything glued down, but basically, and these two that I'm showing you, they are, you know, I'm covering a big chunk of the card up as opposed to these two that I did earlier where I actually have a fair amount of the card left, but these cards are bigger, I think, so. But I just wanted to show you, I think that if you struggle with collaging, don't worry too much. I wouldn't do this again, obviously, but I didn't want to throw it away. And it's just a Mod Podge. No pun intended. But when you start connecting everything and putting big pieces that actually connect everything else, that's, I think, I mean, I'm a late blooming crafter. I'm still learning. But I thought that was maybe hopefully valuable to someone who struggles with collaging. I really like this one. I think it's cute. And I think I will either put one of the little stickers, sorry, right there. And I kind of think it might be, maybe others would disagree, but I know when I've always decorated my home, I was taught 3s, 5s, you know, 1, the uneven number. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it seems like this might, but when you're collaging, you've got all these other pieces. So it maybe isn't quite, you know, just kind of what appeals to your eye, I guess. So this didn't turn out to be a very quick tutorial or video, but I just wanted to share. So I haven't been on for a while and shared anything. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something or were inspired. And remember, like I've always said, if I can learn at this stage in life to create beautiful things, I think we all can. I never considered myself to be an artsy. I was a songwriter. I've told you that in some of my earlier videos. So I was creative, but as far as sewing, quilting, scrapbooking, none of that. I loved paper. I saved a lot of my stationery and things like that from years ago, but I've just been learning and watching and putting it into practice, and I'm loving every second of it. So, anyway, take care. And if you like my video, please hit the thumbs up. All right, we'll talk to you next time. Bye.